They can also transmit frequency that activates something else called a signet shield. There are 12 Poister Duratura plates that were created at the same time as 12 signet shields. These look like hubcaps. Okay? They're bigger than the plates. You have the small plate, then you have a signet shield. The signet shields were given to the angelic human races in 246,000 BC, 246,000 BC. As part of the Emerald Covenant, they're remote activators for the stargates. Okay? You can't activate the shield without the plate that goes with it. Thoth was entrusted with plate 11 in order to transmit information to help the Anu-Melchizedek races, some of them, the ones that weren't totally corrupt at that point, to go into the light and to start, going into bioregenesis. He made a decision to side with the rest of his families, with the Enki family. We call it Thoth Enki because that is a particular group. Thoth Enki is the Enki Anunnaki family that crossed with the Zephelium Draconians, which are the ones that created the Zetas. So you can just be like Thoth Enki Zeta races. All right. Then there's the Marduk lines that cross with the Omicron Draconians, which are the ones that kind of look like dragons. So there's different families of Anunnaki up there. Thoth caved into the pressure of the thought of a united Anunnaki nation, where all these usually warring factions of Anunnaki, bunches of them were agreeing to come back together, and they were going to create a new paradise, and they were going to take good care of this time matrix, so I guess it was okay to take it over. He betrayed the founders, and he betrayed everyone who had trusted him, and he had, for thousands of years, he had worked the Emerald Covenant and done tremendous things for the races, so he was very well loved. But he himself came in to the Iani colonies. The Iani colonies were on what was the remainder of the Lemurian continent. There wasn't much left of the Lemurian continent after it was destroyed in 50,000 BC, but there were some island nations left. The Iani colony was put on the area where the activator site for Stargate 12 was. Not the gate, but the activator site, the Q site, which are even more important than the sites themselves because you can't activate the site unless you activate the activator site first, Q site. This area is now Kauai, Hawaii. They put the colony there because they needed to activate Gate 12 activator site and connect it to the Halls of Ave Maria, D6 Stargate, to run enough frequency through to break the Nibiru and Dyadic crystal grid link. And that's what they were trying to do. Thoth came in and handpicked a few Anu-Melchizedek priests, got them in because he was trusted, got them into the priest caste that were working with the Templar mechanics. And even though they're Anu-Melchizedek, we weren't prejudiced against Anu-Melchizedeks. As long as they were working the Emerald Covenant and could be trusted, they were welcome too to help with the planetary grids. He got them in to an 11-year program, or it was like a 10 or 11-year program, of progressively working up to the point as a Melchizedek priest where they would be able to go to the island, the hidden city on the island, and work the big project, which was to break Nibiruan hold on the grids. And he got a group of priests in, Anu-Melchizedek priests, and they sabotaged the whole mission. And then Thoth came in himself when it all went to heck. There were raids that came in directly from Nibiru, and Thoth was with one of them that landed in the Iani, on the Iani settlement. He gave them an opportunity, the Iani priests, bless you. They were given the opportunity they needed female breeders on Nibiru to get the codes. So the Iani women were offered an opportunity. If you don't want your husbands tortured and killed and sent over as basically fish bait to the corrupt Atlantean temples, we'll let them go, but you come with us. Thoth offered that deal. This is a good example of how wonderful things and horrible things can live in the same body. A bunch of the Iani women went to try to save their husbands. It was even worse, though, because the great deception came in here. They were told, now we were all isolated, and I say we because I was there. That was one of my incarnational places. We came into an experience where all of a sudden there are spaceships coming from everywhere, and they're landing on the island, and they're Nibiruan spaceships. Everybody's scattering. Oh no, what happened? They had jammed our communication lines to the inner Earth races and to Sirius B, which were our main outposts that we could receive off-planet information. We were told that they had control of the planet itself, that they'd taken the whole thing already. We were told that Alcyone Council, that's the Palladian Council, that works with Sirius B and the rest of them, had surrendered because they had, won certain battles. We would have been left to believe that there is nothing left. And they had said, if you don't agree to come with us, we'll not only torture your husbands, we're going to blow up the whole place because we don't need it. We'll get inner Earth, and then we'll destroy all the races on the face of the planet. So if you women of the Eoni care about the other life forms on this planet, you'll agree to be our breeders. You'll agree to come to Nibiru with us, because if you don't, we'll do horrible things to this planet. We were under the understanding that, this is really bad. They have control of the whole thing. And without Alcyone Council to hold Gate 5, that meant they had Gate 5, not just Gate 4. That meant that the only hope of fixing anything was to stay alive long enough to try to figure out what to do next. So a bunch of the Eoni women, because they thought that that's the way the reality was, the way it had been painted, they went with them to Nibiru to be breeders. But they didn't get to go before they got to be breeders. They had to make sure they were pregnant. There was a selection that was done. Only the best of them were chosen. Boy, did that imprint come through with us now. I think women get their total insecurity about how they look because they were treated like meat. Only the ones that had the right genetic characteristics, the right eye color, the right hair color, the right proportions, were allowed to even be selected. You got to remember, Eoni women were guardian women. They also came in as part of what's called a gender twin set. They came in with their twins, something called the Maharic twins, which are their D12 level Christos twins. They're genetically bonded together, Eoni twins. Male and female couples. They come in at the same time, and they have strand 1 through 6 polarized and separate, but strands 7 through 12 are bonded. So they're literally one being when you get to D7. They split up the Eoni gender twin couples, and they forced the women to become breeders of Anunnaki. They raped them when necessary. If they liked one that didn't want to play the selection thing, go ahead, kill me and my mate, I don't care, we hate you, that kind of thing. You're doing something terrible, we're not going to help you. They would rape them instead, and if they happened to be able to get them to conceive, they would keep them tied up until they delivered. The deception was so horrible, it just sent ripples all the way up through the time matrix, because this person had been trusted. And it's like, he was so good when he was good, but when he went bad, boy, did he go bad. Yeah.
Drunvalo trusted Thoth, too.
Thoth is Drunvalo's teacher.
Yeah.
Yep. Check out what he does with Merkaba.
About the Thoth's Emerald Tablet.
Yes, I'm getting to that. This is part of the Great Deception. Now remember, Thoth had in his possession Cloister Door Tour Plate 11, which was the activator disk for Shield 11 that could activate the activator site for Stargate 11, which is the one they want, because that's the one they want to close everything down at the D11 level, and they want to run it from a reverse matrix D11. He stole the Cloister Door Tour Plate. And